Can everybody hear me? I think it's 1:30, so I want to go ahead and get started to honor everybody's time. And we sure appreciate the big crowd here today. This has been a long day coming. My name's Hal Schuler. I'm Associate Vice President for Development here at Richmond Community College. And I want to officially welcome you to the dedication of the Kenneth and Claudia Robinette Building and the Levine School of Business and Information Technology. It's been a long time coming, but we want to thank you for making this a part of your day. As you see, because of rain, we moved in, and we have two TVs, one positioned on the right side there, one on the left side. If you feel more comfortable because we're in a crowded room, feel free to go out there. Some people are already out there, but you don't have to. But that's a way you can spread out plus see the program. So we thank you again for coming. Again, we broke ground here on September 2018, 3 years ago, almost to the date. And we opened classes in the fall of 2020. But mainly due to the pandemic, we've been backed up and really hadn't had a chance to dedicate this building. So to say it's been a long time coming is kind of an understatement. But we're here today, and it's a beautiful structure, as you can see. There are a lot of people to thank, and they're going to be thanked in many ways in this upcoming time. So we do appreciate it. We have a long list of speakers, so I don't want to take anybody's time. I'm going to start off and introduce our first speaker. And speakers, if you would follow in the program and just go in that order, I would appreciate it. So first up, Mayor of Rockingham, Mr. Steve Morris.
Thank you, Dr. Schuler. It's a pleasure to be here. I'd like to welcome each of you to Rockingham this afternoon for this important and joyous occasion. There are more people to thank than I have time to do, and more than you want to take time to listen on, so we'll just say we thank them, and we had a great teamwork project, and everybody participated and did the things that they were asked to do. I'd like to thank the Rockingham City Council and their courage for taking on a project of this scope. The city staff, especially Monty Crump, John Massey, and Tim Combs, the Richmond Community Board of Trustees, the Cole Foundation and Chairman Russell Bennett, the Foundation for Richmond County, Chairman the late Roger Staley and Frank Jenkins, the Leon and Sandra Levine Foundation, and the Cannon Foundation. Ken Goodman and USDA Rural Development with Larry Sampson and Kelly Woodley, and many more persons that were very special and did very accommodating things for this project. But first and foremost, I'd like to give a real special thanks to Brian Collier and the Foundation of the Carolinas. Mr. Collier arranged for a tour of Hartsville, South Carolina for several leaders of our county to see what we could do and pick up some ideas on how to continue to expand and improve downtown Rockingham. After seeing the interaction of Coker College and the city of Hartsville and how their growth was intertwined, our city began to explore ideas to how to locate a college campus in downtown. Richmond Community College was a logical choice. And so the ideas began to flow, and the plans and proposals were made, and not too long thereafter, many of us gathered on this very spot to break ground for this new campus. During the entire process, Mr. Collier encouraged all of us. He helped guide the Cole Foundation and the Richmond Community Foundation through their financial support efforts and investments in the project. And once again, just as with the Discovery Place Kids Rockingham project, Brian Collier was the main cog that kept the wheel turning. We will all be grateful to him for his contributions of leadership. We speak today on the economic impacts this campus will have on downtown Rockingham, but the main story is about the students that will be educated here. They'll have the opportunity to study at one of the finest state-of-the-art facilities in the state of North Carolina. They'll learn skills and knowledge to be able to compete with graduates from major urban centers of our state. Students from throughout the PD region of the two Carolinas will benefit from the lessons they learn here while studying at this college. They'll be able to compete in our country's new high-tech economy. I thank each and every one of you for your encouragement and commitment to see this project completed. When I was sworn in mayor in 2013, I stated that we would be optimistic and proactive on our plans and actions for the future. I stated that we'd paint with a big brush. Look around. This is about as big a brush as you could paint with what we wound up here. I present, on behalf of the City of Rockingham, this $12.5 million college building to Richmond Community College and the generations of students that we educated within. Thanks again to each of you for being here today.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm Jeff Smart. I'm chairman of the Board of Richmond County Commissioners. Glad to be here today. Glad to see all of you. On behalf of the Richmond County Board of Commissioners and all Richmond County administration, I just want to say a few words today. Primarily just talking about the dedication ceremony today for Kenneth and Claudia Robinette Building. This is a great building. It's an awesome building. It's a beautiful building, downtown Rockingham. This is a great project for the entire county of Richmond. It's good to see partnerships come together and to create something like this. Obviously one of the finest places in our county. And I've known Kenneth and Claudia a long time, personally, and I treasure that relationship. You're two of the finest folks I've ever met. My dad introduced me to Kenneth many years ago, and whether Kenneth wants to admit it or not, he had a large part in my raising. And that just means Kenneth's a little older than me. So, but what a great guy. We've had some great times together. I know how much y'all love this place, just on a personal level. And obviously it shows here today for us to be here with this dedication ceremony. This is a great moment for our county, and I certainly hope that we have many more like this to come. To the college, to Richmond Community College, it's awesome to see you expand from your Hamlet location out here and the other areas that you are associated with in the county. Just makes this town of Rockingham look awesome. It's a great addition to what they already have, and it's a great place for people just to drive through and drive right down number 1, right by it almost, and just to see something that can come together with a lot of partnerships, a lot of work, and a lot of dedication from folks like Kenneth and Claudia Robinette. Thank you too, sincerely from Richmond County as a whole. Thank y'all.
Good afternoon. I'm Tom Lawrence, president of the Levine Foundation. I'm honored to be with all of you today as we dedicate the Kenneth and Claudia Robinette Building, which will house the Levine School of Business and Information Technology. Mr. Levine regrets that he can't be with us today, but he's delighted by the school's presence on this city block, which has meant so much to him and his family. As you may recall, the Levines ran a department store here in the 1930s called The Hub, right through this wall. A lot has changed since then, but it still seems the heart of the neighborhood remains the same. Rockingham is a resilient place where collaboration and innovation can flourish. It's exciting to see Richmond Community College providing the resources and opportunities that are already shaping the future of our region. In partnering with the college on this project, the Levine Foundation wasn't just committing to a building. We're investing in the potential of inquiring minds making their mark in Rockingham and beyond. And after one of the most trying years in recent history, we are even more confident that critical work is already happening here. IT experts, creative problem solvers, and strategic thinkers kept our world moving during the global pandemic. We're hopeful that the knowledge imparted in this building will set students on a trajectory for sustainable careers in the sectors that endure. We believe that motivated and engaged learners can become empowered and respected leaders. And so we celebrate this building, not just for what unfolds within its classrooms, but for the doors that it opens. Thank you to everyone who's been involved with this amazing project, and congratulations on a job well done.
See if I can get this off. Thank you. I'm very excited to be here today to dedicate this beautiful building and facility, the Kenneth and Claudia Robinette Building and the Levine School of Business and Information Technology. I'm also honored and humbled to be representing the Cole Foundation, which I've served on for a number of years. And I want to recognize some of our board members who may be here, maybe not, if you will stand. Russell Bennett, who was our chair during this project. I'm not sure if Russell's here or not. Neil Cadu, I think Neil's in the back. Neil. Charles Dean, G. McLaurin, Al Covington, Tom Smart, and myself, Sandy Ridley. Unfortunately, Brian Collier, who is with the Foundation of the Carolinas, could not join us today. He had another engagement, but there is no doubt without his leadership, we would not be here today. Projects of this magnitude do not happen in a vacuum. They all begin with vision, collaboration, leadership, and hard work. Certainly, we've had some very good leadership in this community. And as Steve talked about, the vision for the Cole began when we took that trip to Hartsville, South Carolina. And that got everybody thinking about what kind of impact could we have in our community and kind of mirror some of the things they did in Hartsville. And I think both of the boards, the Cole Board and the Community Foundation, wanted to continue those long-term impacts like we had achieved through Discovery Place Kids. And we wanted to see something that would, benefit the whole community. And also augment what we had done with Discovery Place Kids. So in our eyes, this became the vision. Then began the collaboration. I know there were many meetings with Dale and Russell talking about the project, where to put the project, how the project might work. And they spent countless hours on that, discussing that. And of course the foundations did want to assist. And you cannot have collaboration without leadership. And this enters the leadership of RCC, Dale McInnes, and Monty Crump. They spent many, many hours working on this project and working out all the details. And it was a tremendous amount of hard work. Things like, we didn't have the site. The demolition had to take place. And we are thankful to the property owners downtown who saw the vision and wanted us to achieve this project. There were many days that I went in John Massey's office, and he had a video of the construction site, and he monitored everything that was going on daily. And we appreciate John for his hard work and his tenacity at seeing this project to the end. And in all of that, it all happened, some of it happened through a pandemic. So it was not an easy task, for sure. I think if one thing that I would leave with this, I think all of the citizens of Rockingham should be grateful for the positive leadership that was involved in this project. I think sometimes we find ourselves focusing too much on our differences and not trying to work together. But I think, if anything, this project is a testament of how if we work together with our resources, talents, hard work, and dedication, much can be accomplished. And from the Cole Foundation, I just want to thank everyone that had a part in this project. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Frank Jenkins, chairman of the Community Foundation, Richmond County. Dale said, just talk 2 minutes, and my wife asked me the other night when I was preparing a little few words, she said, have you prepared it all? I said, well, Dale said we only had 2 minutes. She said, no way. Can you talk for 2 minutes when a microphone is put in front of you? Said, and everybody's been doing good. Richmond Community College. You know, I and all my board members appreciate the opportunity for us to be here today. But Richmond Community College, you just can't say enough about it. It started back in 1964 as Richmond Technical Institute. In 1987, it became Richmond Community College. And today, under the leadership of Dale and his staff, the college flourishes, and it is one of the senior institutions as far as community colleges are in Richmond County. What we have here today is just an example of what, when people get together with one common goal in mind and put everything else outside of it, all their personalities and everything, of what we can do when we work together. I commend the leadership of Richmond Community College and their staff, the leadership of the city of Rockingham, the leadership of Richmond County, and all those others who work together to make this 40,000 square foot building a reality. Kenneth and Claudia Robinette, you're always to be commended, and we thank you for what you have done. This building is housing the Levine School of Business and Information Technologies. And I hear people a lot of times say, I wish I had a better job. I wish I had a better quality of life. Well, here it is right here. A better quality of life, a better job comes in most cases with a better education. And this building and the RCC campus over there in Hamlet gives that to anybody who wishes to have a better life, to have a better education. We're dedicating a lot today. A building for Richmond County and surrounding counties for people, not just ourselves, but for people, to better themselves, to help better their families. And it's just exciting to be part of it. It's just exciting to be part of it. Richmond Community College, we all know it stands in the forefront of community colleges, not only in North Carolina, but around the United States. And with what we have today, it will continue to stand in the forefront. It's something each and every one of us ought to be absolutely just proud of. Whether you have any interaction with it or not, Richmond Community College should be one of the things we talk about as we talk to others about Richmond County and our lifestyles in Rockingham, Hamlet. I live in Ellerby, and just be proud of it and what it can offer to each and every one of us. I speak for the board members of the Community Foundation of Richmond County in a way that we were privileged to be able to make a financial contribution to this organization and to make this building become a reality, along with the Cole Foundation, the Levine Foundation, the Cannon Foundation, and all the others who contributed whatever they did to help make this day a reality. So I'll say congratulations, Dale. Congratulations to the city of Rockingham. Congratulations to Richmond County and all the others who made what one day, many years ago, was just a thought to today become a reality. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Kelly Woodley, Area Director for USDA Rural Development. On behalf of Secretary Vilsack, I would like to thank the representatives of Senator Tillis, Senator Burr, and Congressman Bishop's office. USDA is proud to invest $6.7 million into this construction. This 40,000 square foot building for the city of Rockingham will be utilized by Richmond Community College School of Business and Information Technology. USDA is excited to participate in the ribbon cutting of this new building. This gives us an opportunity to assist rural Americans to achieve educational goals and to improve their quality of life. First Lady Jill Biden teaches English and writing at Northern Virginia Community College. She joined their staff in 2009. The value of community colleges is evident in the Biden-Harris administration. Thank you.
Thank everyone for coming today. It's an honor to be here in front of y'all. Who could imagine when the college was RTI, it started in 1964, was graduating its first handful of students, that we could be here today. It's a wonderful day for Richmond County. It's a wonderful day for the college and the history of the college. I definitely want to thank Dr. Dale McInnes for his leadership, his vision, the trustee board for their vision, keeping their eye on the target, and the most important thing, they've always considered the students first, the faculty, and what's best for the college and this community. And as long as they keep doing that, which I firmly know that they will continue growing that we are now and making it the college that it is today. I would like to recognize one person in the audience today, a very true friend. I had the honor and privilege to serve with him on the Board of Commissioners. And he was started at the college at the very beginning, 57 years, and still is very involved. That's Mr. J.C. Lamb. J.C., thank you so much for your involvement. We would not be here today if it wasn't for you. And it's just great to see you here today. Thank you. Also, I want to thank the Richmond County Board of Commissioners for their support for the Richmond Community College and their spending. I know y'all worked very, very hard, and I had a part of that for 24 years to give contributions, give money for higher education, community college, and our public education system. Also, I want to thank Senator Tom McInnes and Representative Ben Moss for their hard work in Raleigh. I know y'all working tirelessly, and I know you're doing everything you can to get as much money from Raleigh down to Richmond Community College, and I certainly do appreciate that. It was said before, and started in 1964 as RTI, RTC in 1980, and RCC in 1987. Multi-campuses in Scotland County on 2017. And right now, we've got a total of over 7,600 students, 95 counties, and across 14 states. Has become a destination college. That is just really mind-boggling. And there again, that does not go without great leadership. Talking about leadership is the continuity that the college has had over the years. It's from stable leadership. There's only been 2 chairmen and 7 presidents in 57 years. Mr. Hugh Lee, late Mr. Hugh Lee, and Claudia Robinette. There's only 2 chairmen that the college has ever had. I guess everybody has their own mind of what this building means, what it's going to do, the future of this facility right here. But with me and Claudia, it's a wonderful building. We need wonderful buildings. We need the technology, and we have that. But it's all what's going to be in this building. It's the students that comes first. And there's going to be life-changing experiences for them to come to Richmond Community College. And we're changing lives, and that's what it's all about. We're honored to have the building named after Claudia and myself, but more importantly, we're so proud that it's going to be for the students, and it's going to continue changing their lives forever, something that nobody can ever take away from them. So that's the most proudest thing that we are. It's not about the name, it's about the students. And thank y'all for being here today, and I'm going to turn it over to Claudia.
Thank you. Well, as Ken said, our most valuable asset, I think, are the people, our students, our faculty and staff. So this time I want to talk about a few special people that are impacted by the programs at RCC and specifically this building. There's a young lady, she's a high school senior, but she's also an RCC student. She is taking Introduction to Business here in this building. Her name is Cheyenne Leviner, and her grandmother is here with us today. Cheyenne could not, she's in class at Richmond Senior at this moment. But she is a smart young lady because she is taking advantage of the opportunity to get a college level class under her belt, no cost, and she's planning on doing the same thing next semester. So if any high school student can work it in their schedule to take college level classes at RCC, it would be very wise to do that. And although Cheyenne could not be with us here today, I do have another student here. Kailyn Sparkman is here with us today, and she is a computer science student. She's actually doing a work study here in this building with Brian Goodman, and I'm going to ask her to come up and say a few words for us. While she's getting that, she's one of Donna Tedder's students.
It's so good to be here. Y'all bear with me because this is my first time.
But we're going to get through it.
My name is Elizabeth Sparkman, but many know me by Kailyn. I'm from Laurel Hill, North Carolina. I'm part of the U.S. Army, and I'll graduate this year with an associate's degree in IT. RCC has been a blessing to me. I'm thankful for the experience I've been given. I appreciate all the amazing people I've been able to meet. School has been too cool to me. One of my favorite people called me up Monday and said, "Hey, would you want to speak Wednesday?" Instantly I said yes. She didn't realize I'd always hoped for a chance to shine light on the individuals who have helped me stand. Miss Donna Tedder, Miss Lara Nasser, Brian Goodman, y'all are the truest champs. This is such a great school with great staff, and I've always said that. Experience and education go hand in hand. I'm glad I have the both of them. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Kailyn, you did a wonderful job, so I'm really kind of nervous about following you, but I'll have to anyway. Anyway, I wish you the best of luck in the rest of your academic career and in your future career in life.
Thank you.
So we are so proud of students just like Kailyn that are doing, having a career change. They're getting skills and getting training so they can better their lives and the lives of their families. There's many more stories just like Kailyn's, hundreds of stories just like that are similar. So another aspect to this building is the Small Business Center. And Mr. Butch Fair is the director of the Small Business Center, and he has done a wonderful job of counseling businesses on how they can improve their business and through seminars or just whatever it is. And also he helps consult with people who want to start their own businesses. Well, I mentioned Donna Tedder earlier, but I'm going to mention her again. She and her husband own Tedder Trash Solutions, and they happen to be one of Mr. Fair's star clients, as he said. So they went to the Small Business Center, and Butch has guided them through the process of the business plan and all that they need to do to get their business off the ground. And by the way, they have been talking about this business for many years, but I'm so proud of them that they got it, pulled the trigger, and have now had a very successful business. In fact, they're upon their first year anniversary, and they have exceeded what they set their goals for. So congratulations to the Small Business Center and to Donna and Harold Tedder. And this is just 3 examples of things that are happening in this building and through programs and that are impacting lives. And that is why the team, the Dale McInnes's team of faculty and staff, they get up every day and they are passionate about the mission of educating students, enhancing lives, and helping with economic development, retraining people so they can get better jobs. And that is what it's all about, people. That is the why. And that is how we move the needle and how we improve the lives of our citizens in Richmond and Scotland counties. And the where is right here, so the where is where this is happening. And I'm so grateful to anyone and everyone that had anything to do with making this dream a reality. And thank you all for being here today.
It's an honor and a privilege to be with you today, and it's an honor and a privilege to represent you in Raleigh. I also want to brag a minute on everybody that's with us today and the money and time and just everything they've donated to make this happen. I have to admit, when I was a sitting commissioner, I wasn't a big fan of the location. And now I have to admit I was wrong. This is a perfect fit. This building's beautiful. It looks like something that would be in Charlotte or Raleigh, in my opinion, and I appreciate the leadership in Richmond County, City of Rockingham, RCC Board of Trustees, the Levine family, Kenneth and Claudia Robinette, everyone who's made this dream a reality. I could brag about many people that are here in this room today and how much they contribute to this community to make it what it is. It's a community I choose to live in, I choose to represent, and I'm proud to be from. The statements made earlier about myself and Senator McInnes being in Raleigh and bringing back every dime we can here, that's very true. Both of us fight very hard to make sure we get our piece of the pie to bring back to little rural Richmond County. Kenneth and Claudia have become people that I've known the last 12 years, and I would just like to say that they're very dear friends. But one thing I have noticed about them is they're very giving, not just of their time and money, but just in anything that involves them. They're giving people. And as I rode by today, before this meeting today, or this ceremony, I didn't have time to prepare a speech. A lot of stuff was going on. I wasn't sure if I was going to be here. But all I could think about was how humble Kenneth has been the times I've been around him, and he would rather do anything than be here today and someone brag on him and his wife. Which makes it funny to me, because when I seen him, I thought, I know he'd rather be about anywhere than probably in this room. But there's not a name more fitting to go on this building. This family has done a lot for our community, and a lot more than what I even realized until I started hearing stories from people within the community that nobody had ever mentioned. They don't brag about it, they just do it. And it's gave lots of opportunities to many people so that they could better their lives, just like this building's going to do. The staff here at RCC are second to none. I'm in Raleigh, I brag on them all the time. I don't tell Dale that because I don't want Dr. McInnes' head to get any bigger. But he's a great president. I mean, in our community college, it's talked about in Raleigh. I get to see Dale. He comes up and visits. And I'm very proud of this community college we have. I'm proud of the expansions. I'm proud of everybody taking advantage of what we have to offer here. And we have a lot to offer. And it helps us tremendously with economic development. I found out that firsthand as a sitting commissioner when I served with Chairman Robinette and the others in attendance today. This is a star in our crown, in my opinion, this community college, these buildings, this faculty, the dedication of the people in this room and in our community. So as we go forward, I hope and pray that everyone that attends this building was able to better their lives and take advantage of the opportunities presented to them. In the Levine Foundation, Cole Foundation, everybody that's mentioned on this brochure, I appreciate everything from the bottom of my heart. And I know I've probably bragged a little more on the Robinettes, but in all honesty, there's not another name that I would think would be fitting to be on this building, and I'm glad to know them, and I'm just certainly proud to be here and represent you all. I may not be here after I get through with this speech. I got to be at work at 3, so don't think I'm being disrespectful, and I don't want to hear your complaints. I'm all about hearing those anytime, but I hope you all have a good afternoon, and thank you for allowing me to be here today.
Wow, what an impressive looking group. Contrary to what your program says, I am not Tom McInnes. And I rarely get confused with him. Although the older I get, the more people think I am his brother and not his nephew. And my dad gets a big kick out of that. Senator McInnes could not be with us today. He is helping to wrap up the final stages of the negotiations with the House and his transportation budget for the Senate. So he talked to me this morning, and he couldn't make it, but believe me, he wanted to be here today, and he was integral in making this project happen. It took special legislation that had to be approved in order to arrange the very unique and one-of-a-kind partnership that has been forged between the college, the county, and the city to make this building a reality, along with the help from our friends at the USDA. It's a one-of-a-kind arrangement. Took a lot of creativity, a lot of courage. I appreciate the mayor saying that right up front, and the role the city took. After that visit that the city and the foundations took to Hartsville, I got a phone call from Dr. Al Covington. He had been on that tour, and he said, if you had a building in downtown Rockingham, what would you do with it? And I can remember the moment you made that call, where I was, and that got the wheels turning. And then I was approached over 6 years ago, June 2015, I believe, by Mayor Steve Morris and John Hutchinson. And they brought up the concept and approached us about it. And we already had a wonderful building to house our health science programs. We already had a wonderful building that we just renovated to house all of our engineering programs. But we didn't have a space to launch all of our business and IT and accounting programs and to showcase those so they could be larger, more competitive. So that's the genesis of why it's the School of Business and Information Technology. It's a wonderful building. The time and effort that was invested in it, the money that so many great organizations have contributed, I think we can all see that it is paid off. And it's going to make a difference for years and decades to come. When we dedicated this building to begin with and broke the ground, we said that we were tearing down one landmark to replace it with another, and I believe that will be the case. I think this will be a space that generations of people will look to for help and support, guidance, and direction. But without people, it's just an empty, hollow, sterile shell. And it's the faculty, the staff, the students that you've heard so eloquently described that are going to make the difference here. And I want to recognize all the faculty and staff that are here with us today. If you'll stand up, let's give them a hand. These are the folks that make this building work every single day and bring life to it and change lives on a daily basis. I couldn't be more proud to work with them, and I'm grateful for their expertise and commitment. While we're dedicating this building today, it's their dedication and their commitment that makes this space so unique and so special. So thank you for being a part of this. This project couldn't have happened anywhere else with any other group of people. And gratitude is not temporary, it's permanent. And our gratitude to the people here today the speakers you've heard, the contributors to this project, is everlasting. The relationships we forged, we want to continue to build and grow, and we're grateful for those as much as the money that was invested into this project. I believe the future is bright for this city, for this county, for our college and the entire region, if we can apply the principles that we've learned through this project and look for the next big initiative that can change lives and move the needle. We did it here, we can do it again if we all pull together and move in the same direction. I want to thank Hal Schuler for coordinating these events that led up to today. Thank you all very much. Hal put all this event together, and he coordinated and organized it. I'm going to ask him to come back up because we've got some gifts and some presents that we want to present, some mementos to some key folks, and then we've got something that we want everybody to have. And after we're through, there's an opportunity, if you hadn't had a tour, we want to show it to you. We want you to see this building in operation, see these folks in action, and get a chance to meet and visit with the students and the faculty and the staff that make this the heartbeat of this college. But first, Hal, give me a hand here.
We're going to first give out a clock. Let me show it to you. This is a clock to special people that had a big impact with our building. It's got on it the Kenneth Claudia Robinette Building, Levine School of Business Technology dedication ceremony, September 22nd. It's got their name on the bottom. So this is what we'll be handing out. Okay, we'll first, if Kenneth and Claudia will come on up.
We're also going to be presenting them with a copy of their portrait that's going to be housed here in the lobby of the college.
Sure, I gotta take it.
I'm very fortunate to have the greatest board chair in the world. So Claudia, thank you for all your support and leadership.
Well, you're welcome. I have the best president.
Thank you.
Mr. Tom Lawrence, Levine Foundation.
I can't say enough about the work I did with Tom Lawrence and the conversations we had. We'd never met when we had the conversations about negotiating their involvement in this project. But I feel like we're old friends from having talked for so many times, and we're grateful to you and the Levine family and the foundation. Thank you.
Appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much.
I want to just mention Brian Collier. He could not be here. We wanted to call him up at this time.
And I think you've heard it from several folks, and Mayor, I appreciate you bringing it up. Brian played such a critical role, and of all the people that couldn't be here, so sorry he couldn't be, but we're going to make sure that he has a memento and a place in our hearts for all the work he's done for this community. So thank you.
And also one of the finest men I've ever met in Richmond County, Mr. Russell Bennett. He wasn't able to be here. We want to mention him.
Russell Bennett was critical to the success of this project. And I will always be grateful to him. I talked to him this afternoon, and I'm going to be visiting with him right after we leave here to go take him this clock, because it represents all the time and effort he committed to this project and to for decades of work for Richmond County and Rockingham. And I know he's a special friend to so many of us, and he wanted so much to be here. Believe me, he's here in spirit. So thank you.
Mr. Frank Jenkins of the Community Foundation.
Frank, thank you for your kind words and for the hard work of your foundation. Not just on this project, but everything y'all do to make this a better community. Thank you.
Mayor Steve Morris.
Mayor, I still remember you coming in and bringing in this idea and talking to us about it. Thank you for being inspired to come get this thing kicked off and making this thing happen.
It's certainly been my pleasure, and I'll take liberty of saying one more thing. I miss Roger Staley not being here.
We're going to recognize him.
We'd had a meeting that I might say was a little contentious. We had some disagreements going on, trying to figure out who had the ball and where they're going to hide it and those kinds of things. And we left, and Roger came by my store, and those of you that know Roger, he's a pretty quiet guy. I never heard him say anything out of line. And he said, I just need to talk to you, man. I said, fine. He says, you better get that damn building built. I understood.
Our city manager in Rockingham, Mr. Monty Crump.
Monty spent countless hours working on this project through its inception, design, work behind the scenes I'll never know about. Monty, thank you for being a great partner, and thank you for what you've done to help make this thing happen.
Mr. John Massey, Assistant City Manager. John here? Yeah, John's here.
Those of us who know John know that he manages every detail to the finest level, and he did this on this project. Thank you, John. Appreciate all your work.
I ain't seen Brian Land. Brian Land is our Richmond. Come on, Brian. Our Richmond County Manager. We want to thank Brian.
The contribution of the county to commit to the maintenance and operation of this facility was absolutely critical. Couldn't have gone forward without that vote of confidence. Brian, thank you for your help and your ongoing support. Thank you so much.
And the chair of our commissioners, Mr. Jeff Smart.
Jeff, thank you for representing the board and all your hard work on our behalf.
This one. And our CFO, one of our vice presidents, Mr. Brent Barbie.
Brent represented us in all the construction meetings, worked side by side with the architects and contractors in the city. Brent, thank you for what you've done for us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And last but not least, the late Roger Staley. I'd like to have his wife, Sankey, come up, please.
Steve, you stole my thunder, but that's okay. It was better coming from you than from me. Sankey, thank you for being here. Roger was a dear friend to everybody in this room, and he stood by us through this entire project and was a warrior, committed to seeing this vision come through. I'm so happy when I see the pictures throughout this building. One of them shows him speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony. And he was definitely sick then. Yes. Didn't feel good, but he came through and he spoke from the heart every time he talked. And this is much a tribute to his legacy as anybody. So on behalf of the college, thank you. Thank you. As we wrap up, I was going to give you final directions on where to go next. What's the point of being president if you can't change the game plan in the middle of the presentation? Kenneth, I didn't say anything about you.
That's probably a good thing. That's okay.
You can't get off that easily. Your leadership of this county for all these many years left a lasting impact. And we want this to be a reminder of both what you and Claudia mean to all of us here. And generations to come, we're going to be able to look at your picture, know who you were, and know the contributions that you've made the difference. So thank you both.
Thank you.
and thank everybody for being a part of this. The key now is what we do moving forward. We've celebrated the past. It's what do we do from day one starting now. We have to populate this building. We have to convince young people to come back to school, to get new training. We have to convince folks they have a future, and it's in Richmond County, it's in Rockingham, it's in Hamlet, it's in this region, and that we can make it a great place to live, work, learn, and stay. So as we look for new projects, let's keep that in mind and be inspired to find ways to keep this next generation here working, living, learning, and raising their families in the great place that we call home. Thank you so much. Hal, give them the next one.
Before we go, I thought Ben Moss had left, Dale.
I did too.
I thought Ben Moss had left. We
has.
we have a clock for Ben. Thank you for all you do. Sorry, I thought you had left. You said you were leaving. I had in my mind you were gone. Just a couple of announcements. We have a paperweight out here on this table outside the door for all our board members of our Cole Foundation, the Community Foundation, the Richmond County Commissioners, the City Council, our legislatures, and our Board of Trustees. So feel free to get one if you'd like. We also have a mug for everybody here, so you be free. If you want one, feel free to get one. We've got plenty, so be sure to have one as you can remember this day. Also, we have our faculty here, and they would be glad to give anybody a tour of the building that would like to. So as you hang around, if you'd like a tour, ask me or whoever. We can put you in contact with a faculty member to show you around. Anything else I'm leaving out? Okay, for a blessing of our building.
Refreshments.
We have refreshments, right across the circle there, and cookies and brownies.
Tell them where they're from.
And they're from the cafe at Richmond Community College. They're provided by our cafe. So be sure to get some if you'd like. But Butch Fair, he is our small business center director. We'd like for him to come give a blessing as we leave.
Thank you, Hal. Let's pray together. Loving, merciful God, we thank you for this beautiful facility that's being dedicated today, and we're grateful for the many people, both from the public and private sectors, who made this place of learning a reality. Lord, we ask that you bless this building and all who use it, that we might learn and grow through the activities that take place here. Help us as faculty and members of this community to be good stewards of this gift and always strive to use it to serve as a beacon of hope for those who seek to improve their lives through the opportunities that are offered here on this campus. We pray that this place will help foster a strong spirit of community among us and will lead us all to the greater well-being of our citizens. For we ask it, all this, in your great and holy name. Amen.